I'm Ethan. I'm from New Zealand and I work with everyone in ICC Consultants.
Yeah, I am Maria and I come from Russia.
My name is Ivan and I'm from Spain.
So of course there are differences, the cultural differences and differences in thinking and how people work, how they work together, how they complete the tasks and many other things. Because I have experience of working in Japan in more than one company. So before ICC Consultants I worked in a different company and it was totally different. So I can say that working in Japan depends a lot on what kind of company you're working at.
We let everyone know almost everything that's going on, which in a lot of other countries, in my experience, you have your own thing and you do your own thing. You don't really have to work that closely with anyone else in your company. But this one we work together a lot, so we keep updating everyone or have lots of meetings about what we should do. So it's a lot different in that way.
I agree. I think it's different compared to other countries. And of course other things as well, like maybe, I don't know, of course it depends on the country, but Japan is very punctual. So everybody will be on time and will do everything on time and all the importance of meeting deadlines, all these kind of things you learn how to do it if you come to work here in Japan.
I think a lot of companies are really happy to have someone with international experience, as Japan is becoming, focusing a lot more outward. So a lot of companies are quite open to different kinds of interns with different experiences and different goals. And a lot of them are able to do some really exciting things that I think internships in other countries wouldn't allow them to do. Working on videos that are going to be published for marketing companies or working on games. I think an intern wouldn't really get that kind of experience. And yeah, a lot of them end up working in Japan as well, so the internship can be used as a kind of pathway into direct hire, which is what a lot of the interns end up doing.
I think Japan is very special, even inside other Asian countries. Japanese culture is really unique, so I think if you can adapt to work here, you can then actually adapt to any other country, because of course it's not difficult, but it's very different. So once you get that, then I think you can go to any other country and work there, and it's going to be much easier for you. It helps you to open your mind a lot.
I liked it, of course. I did it in my first year of university, and I was really interested in Japan. And it was quite, I didn't have really any work experience before that as well, so I think any kind of work would have been change for me. But it was really exciting. Everyone was really friendly, and I got to do some things that helped me, start my career in Japan in the future. So it set me on a really good pathway, and I'm glad I had that experience.
Yeah, in my case, I agree with Ethan. I got to learn many things that even now I can't nowadays. Especially learning about, for example, how's Japanese business culture, or how to deal with Japanese customers or colleagues, like how to exchange the business card with both hands, or these kind of things. I think it's very interesting, and definitely it's useful if you want to work in Japan or if you want to work in even a Japanese company abroad. I learned lots of those things.
I think a lot of them, as they've been maybe have studied Japanese or been interested in Japanese culture before, they want to work. Maybe think about working in Japan, and maybe this is like a test to see if they like the lifestyle. And a lot of them are interested in more international companies using their experience from home. So I think that's the most common one in like marketing or business or some other international media where they can use both languages.
Yeah, I would say either they are internationally oriented or they want to learn some kind of technical skills, which Japan is famous for.
Yeah, I think there are many kinds of different profiles of interns. I think also, for example, people who are interested in Japanese culture, and maybe they never came to Japan and they want to use their summer holidays to do something else, to do something different. So I think it's a good idea to come to Japan, you get work experience for a couple of months or 3 months in summer, and then you go back to your country. It's a way of travel, and at the same time you also get work experience.
Well, if you want to experience real challenge, then Japan may be the best option also, because you face challenges at different levels while you are here. Of course, it's like cultural level, because well, people who come from different cultures. It's different from Japan. Also, it's a language, because well, Japanese language, not everyone speaks Japanese language, right? Compared, for example, to Hong Kong or like maybe even China, so maybe more people speak English there rather than in Japan. And of course, the corporate environment is very different, especially if it's a traditional Japanese company, because they still have this kind of old-fashioned thinking, the hierarchy and like other things which are typical for Japanese companies. So being able to adapt to all these levels of changes is a big challenge. So I think to test yourself, Japan is a good option.
And outside of the internship, I think it's a good place to get out of your comfort zone. And if you do an internship in another country that's really similar to your own, maybe it's not as exciting or not like a memorable experience that you'll have for the future. But exploring Japan and maybe learning Japanese or seeing how it works in a different country and a different culture is probably one of the highlights of the experience. Of course, the internship's a major part of it, but all the other things that come along with the internship, like meeting people and building a network in a different country. And yeah, I think those are some of the highlights that you'll have if you take an internship.
Yeah, and also don't forget the fun part, like
Fun.
going to karaoke or going to hang out with your friends or going to have some dinner and drinks, exploring the city. It's really nice. I mean, if you have the chance to do it, definitely you should try.
Yeah, well, I hope you learn about internships and what the experience will be like, and I hope to see you in Japan.